All right, what's going on, everybody? Willis here. We are back with another Throne and Liberty video. So it looks like we've just got the patch notes for 1.8. We're going to be going over it in this video, but before we do, obviously we're giving away a max package Lucent. You guys are just amazing. To enter, just like the video, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe. I was actually in the middle of doing my weekly bosses a few seconds ago, so yeah, we're just gonna try and jump in and do the 1.8 update for you guys, and yeah, let's take a look what's in the update. Once again, there will be timestamps in this video if you do want to check any specific thing. So there was a video, obviously the eye on Solisium from Godspeed. They basically just went over all of the information that I'm going to be basically just talking about a bit now. But they showed off obviously some new gameplay of the new dungeons, the 2-star dungeons, which are the dungeons we will be receiving, I'm pretty sure tomorrow. And obviously the special thing about these dungeons is you will be able to get the highly sought after boss or world boss gear, which was only made available from the open world bosses. So yeah, let's take a look here. Throne and Liberty update 1.8. Now, the downtime for this will begin at 10:30 p.m. on November 20th and last approximately 6.5 hours. Whether you're in pursuit of better loot or searching for more difficult content, courageous adventures will be available. We'll be able to challenge 2-star dungeons. This update also includes additional new features like Solisium Sprouts and Sages, plus Interserver Conquest battles. Join Godspeed for a preview of the 2-star dungeons, and obviously they talk a bit about it. So let's go over the 2-star dungeons and sort of see what's happening with that. So this is a new tier of dungeon, the 2-star dungeons. 2-star dungeons are reimagined versions of existing dungeons, featuring more challenging versions of bosses to conquer, as well as some entirely new boss encounters. Rewards for 2-star dungeons include all the existing 4-piece set bonus equipment, as well as the new accessory items. Characters must have a combat power of at least 2,500 to challenge these 2-star dungeons. Now, the 2-star dungeons added in this update, obviously Carmine Rage Island, the Void Wastes, the Island of Terror, and the Valley of Slaughter. So check it out. They're adding this new thing called the Solisium Sprouts and Sages. This sort of reminds me of the Final Fantasy Online thing where you can sort of help new players. I kind of like it. So the new Solisium Sages program allows some more experienced players to assist newcomers to Solisium with learning and progressing in Throne and Liberty. Characters will become eligible to obtain Sage status when they reach level 50, complete Act 10 of the Adventure Codex, acquire 1-star dungeon completion rewards 3 times for each of the 6 dungeons, acquire 20 dynamic event participation rewards, use 40,000 Abyssal Contract tokens, defeat 20 field bosses, complete 20 region exploration progress subsections of the Exploration Codex, complete 100 resistance contracts. A new button and icon will appear at the top left of the character sheet, allowing eligible characters to enable or disable Sage status. Characters will lose Sprout ability. Characters will lose the Sprout eligibility when they reach level 50, complete Act 10 of the Adventure Codex, complete 15 1-star dungeons or higher, obtain 10 dynamic event participation rewards, use 10,000 Abyssal Contract tokens, defeat 10 field bosses, and obtain 1 weekly reward. A new button and icon at the top left of the character sheet, allowing eligible characters to enable or disable Sprout status. Now, Sages and Sprouts both receive a title and profile border to display this status to others. New map markers allow Sages to see the location of nearby Sprouts on the minimap. Sages cannot see icons for other Sages. These icons will not appear in conflict areas or if the user's map icons have it disabled with the Sprout icons or the user is blocked. A new Sprout chat channel has been added for Sages and Sprouts to communicate anywhere from in-game. Sprouts can leave a like commendation on the character cards of Sages to indicate helpfulness. An individual Sprout can only leave 1 like for a given Sage. So it's basically like a way for more experienced players to just help new players. And I really sort of like this system. Hopefully they sort of go into a bit about the actual rewards and stuff we will be receiving. All right, so it actually looks like as well, they didn't actually mention this in any of the patch notes, but towards the end of the video, they were basically talking about a new winter event, and we're going to be getting this winter event on December 12th. They didn't really go into much detail, but yeah, we will be receiving a new winter event on December 12th. Now, I guess one of the main things about this video is, yeah, there is a new weapon skill and balance changes for weapons. So let's take a look here at what weapons have been buffed and what weapons have been nerfed. So the weapon balance in combat has been adjusted and several skill errors have been fixed. See below for details. Added new specializations to some weapon skills and changed values applied to existing specializations. So the sword and the shield. So Stalwart Bastion. They've added the new specialization cooldown reduction. This will decrease Stalwart Bastion cooldown by 15 seconds when applied, and this costs you 5 specialization points. Pretty cool. So I feel like that's a buff to sword and shield now, adding a new cooldown reduction. Pretty sweet. Now Greatsword, Blood Devotion. They've added the new specialization cooldown reduction. This will decrease Blood Devotion cooldown by 15 seconds when applied, and this will cost you 5 specialization points. Devoted Shield. Which now shows skill range when the Devotion Sanctuary specialization is applied. Precision Dash. They've updated this to count as a Fury attack when the Bind specialization is applied. Vital Force. They've added a tooltip notation for the maximum health limit. So just going off Sword and Shield and Greatsword, it looks like most of the changes that they've already applied to these weapons for the patch coming tomorrow has already been applied in Korea, because we did go over most of these patch notes for the weapon changes for the Korean change. So if you've probably heard of this stuff before, it was probably from me in my video of the weapon changes. Next up, the Dagger Vampiric Strike. They've increased the base damage and skill healed. It also increases the damage for the specialization additional hit, which will increase the value of vampirism from the specialization boost effects. Frenzied Sword Dance. They've added the new specialization area damage, which increases damage to all enemies within 3 meters of your arrival point by 60% of base damage when applied. This will cost you 3 specialization points. Next up, Knife Throwing. They've increased the debuff applied that reduces incoming recovery effects. Next, Crossbow Selfless Diffusion. They've removed the specialization Remove CC. Next, Mana Exchange. They've added the specialization Remove CC, and this will cost you 7 specialization points. Next up, Explosive Trap. They've increased the base duration. They've improved the duration bonuses provided by the specialization, increased duration. Multi-shot. They've decreased Nimble Leap cooldown by 15 seconds when used. Oh, and here we go. Longbow, Healing Touch. Now shares a cooldown with the one skill, Swift Healing. This will now stack with other players' Healing Touch when used on friendly targets. So yeah, we did say this, that basically Healing Touch was kind of OP for Longbow healers. So obviously this is kind of a nerf if you are Longbow healing. Purifying Touch. This increased the maximum effect stacks that can be removed when cleansing weakened CC effects. Devoted Shield. Now this is a pretty OP passive. The effect has been changed. Now creates a 3-second shield when target is hit at below 30% health, 60-second cooldown. So you can't get this just infinitely proccing. All right, now the staff. So serial firebombs, the specialization focus firebombs now has an 80% chance to reduce the effect of received healing by 80% for 6 seconds. So that's a nice little buff for staff. Inferno Wave adjusted the specialization Frenzied Lightning Wave to have 1 base activation and 1 additional activation for Wet and Frost. Chain Lightning, they fixed the specialization Chain Thunder so that it no longer activates the crossbow's Mother Nature's bowstring effect. Ice Spear, they fixed an issue where the Frost effect was applied for a shorter duration than intended. They fixed an issue where the specialization Bind would always ignore defense and resistance to apply. Judgment Lighting, the specialization Consecutive Use, now has an additional 80% chance to debuff Shield Block chance by 30% for 4 seconds. Infernal Meteor, they've increased the damage of the specialization Hellfire Rain, and adjusted the Falling Meteor to be more centered. They've also increased the specialization Heal Reduction debuff effect Frostmaster, now when landing a basic attack, this will inflict the frost effect on targets within 3 meters for 3 seconds, and this does not stack. And then finishing up with all of the one changes, Clay's Salvation, the specialization weaken removal now removes all stacks of one type of effect instead of one stack. Time for Punishment, the specialization Burning Time now also adds a debuff to the shield block chance. Karmic Haze fixed an issue where it would ignore spread chance in some cases. They've adjusted this to ignore shield block when spreading. Ray of Disaster, now if a target dies during the effect, it will transfer to an additional target within 10 meters. Specialization expand targets now provide 10 meters of bonus range, increased from 5 meters. Specialization move speed reduction now debuffs by 30%, and this has been increased from 15%. And Swift Healing now shares a cooldown with the Longbow skill Healing Touch. So that's pretty much all of the weapon adjustments, weapon changes. It does seem like Staff has kind of got like a massive buff, which I'm kind of happy for. I do use Staff and I do use Longbow. It kind of obviously sucks if you are a Healing Touch Longbow user. You will probably feel that healing nerf, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, it seems like all the other weapons have just received quality of life stuff. I'm pretty sure this is a nice buff for tanks, which is pretty sick. Having a faster Stalwart Bastion is always good, right? Now, the Interserver Conquest battles. What is this? So, guilds who control a Riftstone or a Boonstone can participate in a bi-weekly cross-server competition for additional rewards. Riftstones join a Interserver conflict mode boss fight for the boss corresponding with your Riftstone for loot drops and lucent generated by auction house taxes. Boonstones join a Interserver dynamic event for the zone corresponding with your Boonstone. The winning guild will receive an amount of lucent generated by auction house taxes. And then just some general changes, I guess. Random matchmaking. Parties of 4 now can queue for random dungeons in matchmaking. This increased from the prior limit of 2. Chat added a new type of chat for alliances, friendly guilds, using the shortcut /AL. Chat adjusted the colors of party chat and party recruitment notices to make these easier to distinguish from each other. The chat UI can now be moved as well as separated from the chat entry field. Various minor UI fixes. The Peace Mode boss portals. Obviously, they've adjusted the positioning of the portal for the Peace Mode Juniboat events to move it outside the PvP enabled area. Black Owl Plains. They fixed an issue that occasionally prevented the Black Owl Plains Boonstone from being claimable. Contracts, they fixed an issue where the 5th contract would not be pinned to the content notification UI. Yep, definitely noticed that. Some codex changes, some tooltips, battle pass UI and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it for the update 1.8.0. Once again, this is going to be rolling out on November 20th at 10:30 p.m. PT, or if you're in the EU, it will be early in the morning, and this will last for 6.5 hours. And yeah, we'll probably be receiving some of the ornate coins. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the little recap of the update 1.8. Seems to be a nice little quality of life change. Obviously, a balancing weapon change update, as well as obviously the new announcement of the winter event. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on that. Once again, if you are new to the channel, consider just supporting the video with a like, leaving a comment. Make sure to subscribe for a chance to win that max lucent giveaway. We normally announce the winners over in the Discord, so if you're not in the Discord, then you've probably won multiple giveaways. You just weren't there to claim it. So come and join the Discord. Hope you guys having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace, guys.